We've gone a long time hearing a lot of stories and being told a lot of things about what you can and can't do, what you can and can't have. And one of the biggest problems with the West, especially America, is that you're told you can have it all. And some of you ladies are really in a bad spot. I'm going to have some sympathy for you because not all of it is your own doing. But you need to take responsibility for your decisions now that you're grown adults. It's time for you to stop assigning blame to your fathers and mothers and society and the patriarchy. You need to just own your role in your life. You can't have it all. You cannot have it all because nobody can have it all. Any person that you point out to me or anyone else, hey, they have it all. No, they do not. Beyonce, however you pronounce it, she got with Jay-Z, I guess? So she had her career and she backed off of that to become the woman that a man like that wants so that she could get that man. She had to make compromises. She couldn't just keep doing what she did and become a strong, independent woman and have a man. A man will not suffer that if he's a successful, high-value man. And if you're lacking things in life, never mind the circumstances you go through, whether it's cancer, hardship, poverty, it doesn't matter. What you're lacking is the commitment to go after and obtain the things that you claim to want. And if you really wanted them, you'd have them. Because you don't have them now, especially if you're in your 30s, you didn't really want them. You're just bitching because nobody would hand it to you on a silver platter. Lifestyle is a lot like your body. What you eat and drink, your social circles, what you do for money, how you spend your off time, where you live, are all organs of the body of your social life, of your lifestyle. So having money and having a career is a vital organ to having some sort of lifestyle because we live in a society, for better or worse, that costs money for everything. But that's not the sum total of all there is. There's also relationships. And if all you have is an overdeveloped career and all this income, you don't have space in your life or your heart for a man. And so you don't have a man. Keep buying dogs after each one dies because that's what you have, because that's all you make room for in your cold, bitter heart. There's everything in the world that you could be doing to get yourself in physical and mental shape. You should be going to therapy if you've been single most of your life. You need it. You need it by virtue of the fact that you're still single for most of your adult life. That's a strong indicator you need to go to therapy. Go get some therapy. Go to the gym. And it's not just because men find fit women attractive, but it's also because science, I am the science, to question me is to question the science. Science has shown that physical activity and being physically fit is at least 150% more effective than all those pills you shove down your gullet to cope with living with the person that you chose to become as an adult. You could become a different person. It's not going to happen overnight, but tomorrow you could wake up and do different things and get different results and maybe live a different, possibly better life. But that's on you, isn't it? You can sit here and call me all kinds of names and you can blow me off and you can huff and puff and just ignore the fact that you ever watched any portion of this video. It's not going to change the reality. And the reality is that your life is the sum total of your experiences and, most critically, your choices. Bad things are going to happen to you, to me. They happen to our parents and their parents. They're going to happen to your children and their children. Bad things happen. But if all you are is a product of the bad things that happen to you, then why don't you just go ahead and take a long walk off a short pier now, or tie yourself a nice elaborate, slip knot on a rope, hang it from something, and kick for a while, and be done with it. And stop languishing in your misery unless you get off on misery. Maybe that's what you really want, isn't it? Maybe what you're really after at the end of the day is a series of lifelong excuses as to why it's everybody's fault but yours, because it's just too goddamn much work for you to take any accountability for where you are right now. The modern woman is plagued with this syndrome of irresponsibility. It's not our fault. It's not the man's fault. We got our own shit going on. Somebody might have hurt you. Somebody's probably going to hurt you if they haven't yet. And if you get in a relationship, there is a very real likelihood that it's going to turn out poorly. You could do everything right, do everything that I'm suggesting to you, and fail miserably. Welcome to the human race. Outcomes are not guaranteed, and you have no rights to a better outcome. All you have is the right to try for any outcome and make the most out of whatever you get stuck with. Nobody is entitled to a good life, to a positive life, to a happy life. You have to make that happen. You have to strive for it. And if you want to be some kind of god-awful Marxist hippie and say, I'm just going to live for today because working until I'm old doesn't make me happy. Well, you know what makes you unhappy? Dying alone in the gutter as an old person, starving and without medication because you didn't prepare for the future. Squirrels are smarter than you if you think that living for today is viable, because they know better than to ignore the onset of winter. And your winter is death by old age. You're going to die. I'm going to die. Everybody dies. Do you want to die in abject misery in your twilight years because you just thought that it was more important that you have a good time now than you prepare yourself for an easy time later? Don't be retarded. Come off of it. Stop being a sullen bitch. Stop trying to have it every which way possible. Stop trying to have your cake and eat it too. And just be a good woman if you want to be with a good man. And if you don't know how to be a wife, you're not going to be a wife, period. So you better start learning. And that's all I have to say about that.